blaze like crimson fire. Leviathan returns to devour the world.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of World of Warships. What I thought I'd do today, because my folder is currently filling up with lots of World of Warships footage, and I need to get rid of it. So I'm going to get rid of some of these replays in today's episode. Starting off, I'm in my Tier 2 American cruiser, the Albany, and I'm in my platoon with my two World of Warships friends, and this is pretty much a Tier 5, Tier 4 game. As you can see, I'm introducing myself in the chat right now and asking directions to the closest Tier 2 or 3 battle. And yeah, I'm going to make the most of what I got. I knew that my division rank was going to screw me over, but I figured screw it, they want to play Tier 3s. I didn't have any Tier 3s, so I'll take this little guy out. And I'm going to screen for my friendly battleships while my division sails off to the west in hopes of doing something productive. My friendly battleships are going to sail down, it looks like the 7 column, 7-8 column, 7-8-9 column, and I know there's going to be enemy destroyers coming from B. So I'm going to head off towards B and try to stall them as long as I possibly can. We have 2 Isokazes and a Clemson on the enemy team, all of which will make very short work of me. I am out-tiered by 2, so not a whole lot I'm going to be able to do, but I intend to die, and at least I'll die with honor. Sailing off towards B. B is being capped very quickly. That's a pretty sure indication, coupled with the smoke screen over there, that there's going to be enemy destroyers, and we quickly spot what appears to be the Clemson. That does not look like a Japanese bow. First 2 shots going off, just ranging shots, finding my range. This one should be more or less on target. Oh, a little short. And we detected a cruiser. There's one of the Isokazes. Incapacitated him, taking out his engine right off the bat, forcing him to burn his repair kit. Not a good start for that Clemson, as I'm now taking fire from 2 destroyers, it appears. That Clemson is yet to engage me, but I'm making him regret coming this way. He is not stopping, though, and if you look on the middle map, right around the E6 box, there's another destroyer trying to creep around that island there. I know he's there, and I know which direction. There he is right there. That's one of the Isokazes. They're going to be stalking either my teammate just north of him or these battleships that I'm trying frantically to try and screen for. So I'm going to position myself in between these islands here and just wait for these destroyers to come out and cause as much damage as I possibly can before I go down. Luckily, I don't appear to be drawing fire from any of the big ships yet, which is good, because I could effectively be pretty much 1 or 2 shotted by any one of those Tier 5 battleships on the enemy team. I've been spotted. There's that Clemson now. No, that's an Isokaze. Isokaze coming out from behind that island, gearing up for his torpedo run on myself, I guess, because the friendly battleship is now heading back the opposite direction, sensing that he's not supported very well. He's turning tail and leaving that other battleship down there around F9 all by himself, because there's pretty much nothing I'm going to be able to do to protect him. Scoring some good hits and some good hips. Hey, who knows? Scoring some good hits on his Isokaz, taking off on nearly half of his health now. Incapacitating his engines yet again. I'm taking fire from the rear on fire, burning my repair kit immediately, put that fire out. But now it's becoming pretty heated here. I'm on fire again. I've now detected all 3 of the enemy destroyers, and there's a cruiser over there backing them up. Torpedoes in the water, switching fire to this other Isokaz, trying to cause as much damage as I can, incapacitating his engines with the guns on this Albany. I'm now on fire, and my engines are incapacitated, using the last of my momentum to steer myself clear of those torpedoes, but there's going to be more in the water. On fire in 2 different spots. Ooh, that Isokaz took a lot of hits from somebody. And can I finish him off? Yes, I can! That is how a Tier 2 scores a first blood in a Tier 5 game, motherfuckers. Like I said, I was gonna die, but at least I died with honor. This next replay, I'm in the Campbeltown, the British Tier 3 destroyer. Matchmaker is kind of interesting. I have 2 Tier 1s on my team, but I'm not going to let that affect me. She's a really pretty ship. Nice, sleek lines. But she only has 3 guns, and her torpedoes are kind of meh. She can fire a salvo of 3 off each side of the ship. You really have to make use of her turning radius and her speed. But right off the bat, I'm going to try to go up here, do what I can around C, spot the enemy, and just generally be useful. I'm going to hug the island, try to reveal myself at the last possible second, and when I do come out from around the bend of this island, my torpedoes will be ready to go.
Enemy force detected.
Catching sight on a battleship that can only be a South Carolina, slowly moving its way up. Nothing really. Oh, there we go. We got some cruisers and no destroyers spotted yet, but it looks like B is being capped, so the enemy destroyers could be there. There is 6 destroyers on the enemy team. That's going to be a bit of a challenge considering we have 5 on our team. Launching a preliminary torpedo salvo just to try and scare the enemy. Once that ship that's out there right now at 7 kilometers away, hopefully he'll sail straight into him. But now I've been detected, meaning there's probably a destroyer lurking around somewhere around the bend there. There's nothing else is within range to detect me. Oh, no, it's behind me. There's a destroyer there behind me. So I'm taking fire now from that cruiser. Can't tell what it is from this distance. And I've lost detection, so back to being invisible. And just waiting to see what the enemy's going to do. Oh, there's that South Carolina. 5 kilometers away. The torpedoes do have a range of 7 kilometers on this Campbeltown, so as I deploy them, I'm going to drop my smoke because I am under my detectability range. I'm not taking any fire, but he is bringing his guns to bear on me. And looks like he's slowing down. He has stopped, actually. I'm going to try to set him on fire here. I am behind my my smoke screen, and I'm just about to enter or exit my detectability range. He's a stationary target. I'm going to set off some torpedoes here and try to get some hits on him. Because right now, he is all alone, unless there's some undetected ships nearby. Well, something spotted me. It has to be something from the north there, because there's a smoke screen over there. And I'm taking fire from something. Looks like a cruiser. Yep. Oh, there we go. Fire coming from the north. There's that destroyer I knew was over there. Looks like it's the Isokaz. Tier 2 or 3 Japanese destroyer. Taking some hits finally. Some good hits on me. That fire coming from the west, though, missing completely. And I'm just going to have to head... Oh, what the hell? Managed to score a torpedo hit on that South Carolina, taking out his engines. It looks like he could have burned his repair kit because I don't see fire coming from his smokestacks. But he does not appear to be moving, so that's interesting. He's just sitting stationary in the water. And it looks like the rest of the enemy is finally turned up to investigate what's going on up here. I do have a South Carolina coming up here to back me up. And there's a friendly cruiser coming up to our southwest as well. He's a pinky, but that's alright. As long as this team kill me, we'll be alright. South Carolina's taking fire. I am undetected, so I'm going to go back in and try to get another torpedo salvo on this stationary South Carolina. No idea why he's sitting there still in the water. I'm under torpedo range. 7.5 kilometers is the range of the torpedoes on this ship, which is incredible for Tier 3. Yeah, he's not moving. Oh, taking some fire. Fortunately, the fire all missed. Enemy South Carolina looks like his guns are pointed at my friendly South Carolina, so I'm just going to try and start some fires, score some damage, do what I can while his guns aren't pointed at me. Is his turrets traversing? Looks like his turrets are traversing. And he ain't moving. My torpedoes are on course. He is not moving. This is going to be the easiest torpedo kill I think I've ever had. Yep. Yep. There we go. No idea why that guy was sitting still in the water, but I'm not going to argue with it. I am detected. There's an allied destroyer off to my northeast somewhere. But now I've popped my smoke screen and I've cut my engines so that I don't sail out of my smoke screen. I am popping in and out of detection. Launch another salvo with those cruisers up there. Enemy destroyer taken out. That's good. That's good. I've now been backed up by a friendly battleship and 2 additional cruisers.
Smokescreen set.
And it looks like C is firmly under our grasp here. It doesn't appear that any more enemies are going to be heading up this way to engage us. We do have destroyers, though, that has broken through the middle, I see, down there at B. There was two of them around the southern tip of that island. A third one briefly popped up on radar right in the middle of B. So we're going to have to worry about that here in a minute, because what we have up here is pretty much all that's left of my team.
Activated.
I have no idea. It looks like the rest of my teammates died in the middle. Yeah, that allied pink cruiser down there to the south has his hands full. He's dealing with 2 enemy cruisers, and I'm doing what I can to try to cut off these 2 cruisers up here from fleeing. I'm going to try to sneak around this island, get a spread of torpedoes off on them as they come around the bend there. But it doesn't look like that tail one there is going to make it around that island. He's taking fire from 3 enemy ships now. So if I can get a good salvo off on this cruiser, I'll be happy, and then I'll head back down here towards B and try to cap that. We are ahead on points, 566 to 325, so that's always good. Cut speed, because I am just barely out of detection range, and those torpedoes I don't think are gonna hit. That cruiser looks like he's peeling off to the north. Bringing it back around now, though, as I bring my ship back around. No, he's continuing to sail north. So I'm just going to tag him in the ass as I bring my ship back around and continue with my plan to head back down towards B and try to capture that. And the Campbeltown is a really good ship. It really shouldn't be, though. On paper, the ship's stats are shit. Try saying that 10 times fast. The ship's stats are shit on paper. So like I said, it only has 3 deck guns and those 2 torpedo tubes. Its strength, like I said, relies on its speed and its maneuverability. 7.5 kilometer torpedoes on this thing. You do only fire a spread of 3, but allows you to pull off some just miraculous things in this thing. I just seem to have nothing but good luck in this ship. Every single battle I take this thing out into, I just win. I don't understand how or why, but this ship seems to have good favor when it comes to me.
Engine boost deactivated.
I don't believe that St. Louis is doing a good job of avoiding my torpedoes here. He's changing his trajectory, changing his speed. So I'm just going to try to set him on fire here from a distance. I'm confident I'll be able to avoid most of his fire, because I am outside of the detectability range. All I got to do is just stop shooting at him. There we go. Set him on fire. Is he going to burn that repair kit? I don't know. I got more important things to worry about now. I'm heading into B, and those enemy destroyers, there's 2 of them unaccounted for. They should be around here somewhere. I do have teammates down there at A, keeping the enemy in place, as my teammates behind me, that battleship and that cruiser, slowly but surely bring up the rear here as I capture B. The enemy is gaining on points, but I've been detected. Those destroyers have to be closing in on me from somewhere. I'm checking both avenues of approach. Don't see anybody that way. I've lost detection. So what spotted me? It's got to be something out there around the tip of those islands. There we go. I've been detected again. I'm going to launch a widespread just to try and deter anything that's coming at me from that direction. And there we are. There they. Oh, there's both of them. One of them is going to be an easy kill. That Isokaz out there. First salvo, scoring some good damage on him. Nothing on the ground here. Second salvo, overshooting ever so slightly. And wildly maneuvering the ship here. I'm now heading straight back out at B. Whoop, crippling him, or not crippling him, incapacitating his torpedo tubes. Any shot should do it now. I just got to land 1 hit on him. This is when those 3 deck guns really start to be a hindrance, but that's all right. Managing to finish him off anyways. And now that I have the other side of my ship facing enemy, launching another wide spread of torpedoes. Not so much to hit him, but just to try and make him crash, make him change course, make him turn to where his torpedoes won't be facing me. It looks like the other side of my ship has now reloaded its torpedoes. Some landing hits on that Isokaz, taking out his engines. Does not appear to be burning his repair kit, so he probably doesn't have one. He does outgun me, but as wildly as I'm maneuvering here... Oh, no, there we go. His engines are back online, but it looks like he's slowing to a halt and popping smoke. It's alright, though, because I know roughly where he is. Somewhere right in there. It's right about there. Drop those torpedoes. 10 seconds until the other side reloads. Wow, yeah, completely missing with his own torpedoes. Well, it looks like he might... No, just barely missed. That's the Erie. That's the Tier 1 American cruiser. He's still in the game. It's amazing. But nearly landing a torpedo hit on him, and he's sitting stationary. Why are you sitting stationary? He's backing up now. I'm not going to argue. I'm not sure if he's trying to launch torpedoes at me or the heavier ships behind me, but he's completely failing in that regard. I don't know what it is with guys sitting still in this game, but ooh, whack that ass. The maneuverability of this thing is just amazing. The rudder shift time is awesome. You can just swing the butt of this thing around so easily to narrowly dodge torpedoes right like that.
Our victory is in sight.
Our victory is in sight. 963 now to 489 in the final closing moments of this game. The final enemy ship, it looks like a Miyogi up there. Just trying to start some fires, do what I can as he takes fire from a friendly battleship in that Erie, who still somehow managed to survive to the very end of the game here. He's on a sliver of health. Oh my god, if I can just land one round, this will be kill 4. But it's not meant to be. The game is ended. That's alright though, I'll take my 233,000 credits, 3,690 XP. That is awesome. Dealing 31,000 damage in that battle. This Campbeltown, man, just, I shouldn't do as well in this thing as I am. It's just amazing. Naturally, top of the team. 1,822 base XP, that's amazing. Sinking in South Carolina and 2 Umakazes. It's incredible. Yeah, did spend a good bit of credits resupplying, but that's alright. This ship generates enough money to where you don't really have to worry about spending money to resupply your consumables. On to the third and final replay of today's video. All hail the mighty Miyogi. Not the Miyogi, the Fuso. All hail the mighty Fuso. Tier 6 Japanese battleship. This ship is pretty much hit and miss with me. It requires a little degree of skill to get used to, and hey, Matchmaker's been pretty generous. Only 3 tier 6s on the enemy team, so not too bad. I'm not going to be a stupid battleship captain and just sail in one direction at one speed straight towards the enemy. I'm moving the ship over here to port, and now bringing it back to starboard. Just because by now I'm such a big target, there's a good chance that I could be detected. I don't take situational awareness on my battleships because there's just really no point. Your detectability range is so damn wide, you just have to automatically assume you're always detected. So the first enemy ship spotted that looks like a Königsberg from this direction, or maybe the tier 5. Whoop, that wasn't my round. I thought those were my rounds. So finding my range, but not finding my accuracy. But just north of him, we have a Cleveland that appears like he's about to turn sideways on. And I am detected by now, so he has to know I'm here. Well, missing with my first 2 shots, but my accuracy is right on. I just have to keep shooting from where I'm at. Rounds going on target. Missing, missing. Hit. Only 1,000 damage. Over penetrated. But my range finding is dead on. I just got to keep hitting in that same spot. 2 more shots going out. Nice Citadel pen. 11,000 damage on that Citadel pen. Now let's switch. That is a Königsberg. Now let's switch to that Königsberg up here. Ooh, scoring some nice hits on him. Dive bombers coming in into all of our AA fire. Nearly finishing off that Königsberg. Unfortunately, one of my teammates getting the kill, but that's alright. I'm happy to be of assistance. Let's go ahead and punish that Cleveland some more as he sees what happened to his buddy there that sailed too close to the enemy's guns as the Cleveland now turns and heads back towards friendlier lines. And now here we have spotted the the New Mexico Tier 6 American battleship. He appears to be, I can't tell if he's fully upgraded or if he has the second hull on there. Either way, he's going to be a tough nut to crack, even for my big guns here. I was in danger of running aground there. I don't want to head down through the Narrows. I just kind of wanted to head this way because this is not really where you usually see battleships going. Scoring some good hits on that New Mexico. And just watching the map, I see that B is secure, so I know there's no enemy destroyers down there. And I want to make as much use of this island as cover as I possibly can. But now that it's been pretty much determined that this New Mexico and the Cleveland is all that's left of the enemy up here. Oh, there's a destroyer that's spotted just north of A, but I do have a friendly cruiser up there that's hopefully going to deal with him. Which leaves me in this New Mexico to have the whole ocean all to ourselves. Scoring some good hits on him. And I'm just going to quickly close the distance here and try to do what I can. As he's now turning and running. We've spotted the enemy aircraft carrier back there as well, I see. As our friendly cruiser pushes in deep, but he's going to have to move to engage that Cleveland that's engaging him. My only objective at this point is just to deal with this New Mexico and try to deal as much damage to him as I possibly can. Scoring another good hit, nearly 4,000 damage. There is an enemy destroyer up there that's screening for that battleship. I am going to have to keep my eyes peeled for him. It appears that my friendly cruiser was not able to deal with him. Can't tell what nationality. That's a Clemson. Okay. Tier 4 American cruiser or destroyer. And he is screening. He's going to be dropping torpedoes any moment now, or smoke, doing what he can to try and save his buddy in the New Mexico. But I'm continuing to pour fire. And that Cleveland managed to take out my allies, so I'm going to have to deal with this bastard before I press on further. Because it appears that my enemy team, or that my allies, I might as well call them my enemies, because they're all just hanging around in the southeast corner of the map. They need to push. We have them numerically outnumbered. They need to push up to the west, take out the rest of their ships, and swing up north here. They're just kind of milling around here in the backfield. Switching focus to the aircraft carrier now, since the New Mexico is limping away off to the north. I want to try and set this guy on fire to deny the enemy their aircraft. Switching to high explosive rounds now to do just that. I'm going to have a hard time finding my target on this aircraft carrier. He does a really good job of maneuvering to avoid my fire. What I can't quite see from this angle is that he's shifting rudder to the west right now. So we got some rounds going out. We do have an Allied destroyer that's closing in on the tail end of them, but there is that Cleveland right there that's going to screen for that aircraft carrier. And that Clemson now moving in. Oh, never mind. My Allied destroyer is now gone. But fortunately, I have set that aircraft carrier on fire. And this right here is where I make the first of my several mistakes here. At this point, I should have headed south. I should have turned tail and headed down through A, shift my guns around to the port side of my ship, and regroup with the rest of my team. But I'm not doing that. I smell blood. I have a wounded New Mexico and a wounded aircraft carrier back here that I'm dealing massive damage to, setting him on fire again, and I want those kills, man. I want those kills. I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm sitting here on full health, and I'm just going to sail straight on into the jaws of the enemy. Still have high explosive equipped right now, but it should be enough to deal with this Cleveland as he engages my Allied cruiser. Nice salvo going in, dealing a whole bunch of damage, setting him on fire, nearly killing him there. Unfortunately, that was not enough. I was hoping one salvo would be all it takes to dispatch that Cleveland. And again, at this point, I should be turning. I should be turning to engage that Cleveland, but I'm not. I'm sailing straight on. I'm just trying to avoid the edge of the map here and sailing straight on, smelling blood, trying to get this kill on this Cleveland. Two salvos going out there, or one salvo rather. I have my range finding salvo and then my secondary salvo, scoring the kill, taking out that Cleveland. And now it's at this point that I needed to have sailed south. There's a smoke screen over there. There's a destroyer in that. but I'm not. I'm going to continue on straight. I need to hunt down that New Mexico because he just scored a pretty decent hit on me and he's replenished much of his health. So I turn to the port again because my guns are facing starboard. I need to turn to the port to bring my guns back around to deal damage to that New Mexico, and that was the wrong decision. I should have headed south. I've lost all support up here now. Somehow, my allies have managed to all get themselves killed, and it is just me, the aircraft carrier, a cruiser, which is probably AFK. He's just hanging around down there at J10, and I have a destroyer somewhere. I can't even see him on the map. I don't even know where he is. Somewhere. I think he's back there with the aircraft carrier. I don't know. I can't tell. So I still have high explosive equipped right now. Just trying to set this New Mexico on fire. I am aware that the destroyer is there because here comes some torpedoes. Far too late for me to be able to react to them. And it is an American destroyer after all, isn't it? Just out of range of his torpedoes. And again, at this point, I should have turned. But it's far too late at this point. My only option is to go through this New Mexico. So I've loaded AP, and I'm sailing straight on. The hardest part of a battleship is its stern. Once you have the armor angled, you know, you're going to have a very hard time penetrating. And look at the belt armor on that New Mexico. He is much more heavily armored than I am. I'm a Japanese battleship. My strength lies in my speed, if you can say that, and my ability to outmaneuver enemy battleships. I maneuver much like a heavy cruiser. But this damn Clemson just keeps pumping high explosive rounds into me, set me on fire. I've locked my secondary guns onto him, but he is far out of range. So my only option is just to continue dealing with this New Mexico because he is going to be the greater threat. Scoring some good hits there, 7,000 damage on him. But we're closing range really quick. He's under 3 kilometers. Well under the range of my secondaries. His secondaries are going off now. We're going to have ourselves a good old-fashioned, like, Age of Sail freaking naval engagement here. Main guns opening up, scoring good hits. His main guns nearly finishing me off there. And some continuing to burn from that fire set from the Clemson, which should be out here momentarily. The traverse rate on my main batteries, though, is painfully slow, dealing another 4,000 damage to him, but just look at this. That is just epic. Shot down a plane. Torpedoes coming in from the Clemson, but unfortunately it's the New Mexico that finishes me off and gets the kill. A couple mistakes I made that brought me to that end there, but if it wouldn't have been the New Mexico that got me, it would have been the damn Clemson. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed today's replay video. Give it a like if you liked it, comment down below if you have a comment or question for me, and my gamer tag up there in the top corner is Kempf. Search me out on the high seas and maybe we can sail together. I would enjoy that very much. As always guys, enjoy whatever it is you're doing, do it to the best of your ability, and I will see you when I see you. Take care.